forgive me here as I've been catching up on this story, but also a little bit under the weather. So Jose Benavidez Sr., the father of Jose Benavidez Jr. and David Benavidez, the 168-pound interim champion, he gave some quotes to the Boxing Voice regarding the potential David Benavidez fight that I feel has, off the top of my head, probably a 30% chance of happening. Okay, this article was published on Boxing News 24. It was from a quote from the Boxing Voice, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. Jose Benavidez Sr., father and trainer of David Benavidez, reveals that the camp for Canelo Alvarez contacted his promoter Samson Lukowitz and was interested in putting the fight together if they were willing to take the bare minimum of $5 million. That sounds pretty crazy. Benavidez Sr. says he agreed to the deal, but then Canelo disappeared. He wasn't sure if the negotiation attempt by Canelo's team was to just test him by seeing if he would ask for money, which would allow them to say they offered a deal, but he wanted more. So basically, what I'm getting from that, it's like, all right, we can't say he didn't get a chance to get the fight. We offered him something, but only $5 million. Do you think that David Benavidez is worth $5 million? Or you think that was a move by Canelo to say, like, hey, listen, we offered him the money. We offered him the fight. He had his chance. He ain't take it. With Canelo and his team, they may have had someone else in mind to fight. If they disappeared, it was for good reason. We don't know what went on with Jose Sr. and Lukowitz with the communication with Canelo. Something may have made Canelo cancel the idea of fighting Benavidez. That's just, the Boxing News putting their 2 cents in. Here's, we just want the opportunity. I got a call from Samson, and he said the camp for Canelo Alvarez wanted to take the fight with David Benavidez, but the only way they would take the fight if they would take the minimum. And I said, sure, no problem. We just want the opportunity to fight, said Jose Benavidez Sr. to the Boxing Voice and Team Canelo contacting them about a fight. Either way, if we got the fight, things are going to get better anyway. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. We're willing to take the opportunity. We said yes to it. And then McGee and Canelo disappeared. What does that mean? Was McGee on the table? I think they just wanted to test us to see if we're going to ask for more money. Then they could say they did offer us, but we wanted more money. We were willing to take the minimum. David right now makes more money fighting other people than fighting Canelo Alvarez, said Jose Sr. I think everybody starts at $5.5 million as a Canelo opponent. And plus they give pay-per-view buys and all of that. I wanted him, Canelo, to take all the money he could. He deserves it. He's the face of boxing and the best at 168 pounds. He has all the belts and he deserves to take everything. So basically, pretty much, they like, listen, we'll take 5.5 million or 5 million. We just want the opportunity. They basically betting on themselves. They feel they can beat Canelo. Now, do I feel that PBC and Samson and all of them could come up with that 55 million? Or that it was a fluke or whatever? I think it's out there. If you want me to be honest, Canelo's not ready to pass the torch yet. It's a huge risk fighting the 6'2", 6'3" David Benavidez, who Canelo's not going to fight him without putting any clauses on him. That ain't going to happen. And the WBC don't want to order David Benavidez to fight him because they don't want Canelo to bend their belt, to throw it in the trash. They need Canelo. He brings in a lot of money for them. Their hands are tied. It's some bullshit, yeah. But that's the bullshit sport of boxing. This fight should have been ordered. So now you got David Benavidez wanting to fight Alexander Gvozdyk in June. You think they'll put that as the co-feature to Tank Davis, Frank Martin? For Amazon Prime, I think they need to hit hard with that pay-per-view. This is the perfect fight to go as the co-main event. If it's going to be Gvozdyk. And I'm not high on Gvozdyk. I was there in Philadelphia, of all places, when he got beat up and stopped late by Artur Beterbiev. He was doing good early, but got stopped late. I did full coverage for this fight, too. Went to every event. But since then, he's been fighting in dark matches. And he's been known to fade late. And frankly, I am going to pick David Benavidez to beat him. Now, he can box. He can box, don't get me wrong. But my concerns is he has a history of fading late. We remember the tragic situation what he had with Adonis Stevenson. You know, it was a close fight, but at the end of the day, you know, Adonis Stevenson was unknown to fade late. Eddie Hearn says that there may be talks of Edgar Berlanga. No, I don't really want to get into the Rick Glosser stuff of where Canelo wanted. What was the rumor that was going around? Canelo wanted his money in escrow. Some old bullshit. I don't know. I don't follow that stuff. I try to stick to what I know. You know, what could be somewhat verified, I guess. But there's been rumblings that Canelo's been pretty much like trying to get away from PBC, I'm guessing. You know, because it looks like to me they want to put Canelo in there against David Benavidez to have Canelo pass the torch to him, but Canelo ain't ready. So Canelo may feel some type of way about that. It's like, yo, why y'all keep trying to force me to fight him? Y'all said I could fight Jamal Charlo or somebody. You know, give me Errol Spence or something. He don't want to fight Terrence Crawford. So if you really look at it, it's not looking good for Canelo. Because you got the little man in Terrence Crawford, who I think could be able to beat Canelo, by the way. Don't get me started there. And the reason why is Canelo, I don't consider him a real 168-pounder. He's kind of up there where Canelo was, Cotto was masquerading at 60. I don't consider him a real one. I consider him a 160-pounder. He's just coming into the ring at his natural weight. So all he got to do in camp is focus on skills. Get off my screen, Gvozdyk. So can Crawford beat him and probably come into the weigh-in at 164 or some shit? I think so. As long as he can stay away from Canelo, because he ain't never been hit like that before, and he's been known to be hit. He don't want to he don't want to test that power of Canelo. He tested Errol Spence, or got his chin checked, and he said, "All right, that's it." I think that was a quote, and then he put a boot in his ass. Same thing with guys like Gamboa, Hank Lundy, Jiri Jean. The only person he really danced around, and I don't know if that was the strategy or not, was Victor Postol, where he literally boxed circles around him, like literally danced around the ring. So the Crawford fight is a huge fight. That's a once-in-a-century type of fight, especially when you think about the best of all the 135, 140, 147, 154 pounders taking on the best, or as you can say, I guess the best of the 160, 168, and the 175 pounders, despite Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, who's supposed to be fighting in June. But basically, 160, 168. The two top fighters have been fighting everybody. I would love to see the fight. But he better not fight no fucking Edgar Berlanga. Jaime Munguia, okay. I think it would be an exciting fight. But as I said when I covered Jaime Munguia's last fight, he get hit too much. His chin be right out there, and I think Canelo might stop him. Maybe punch him in the body. Let's go look at some rankings real quick. Let's go see here. He ain't fighting David Morrell. It's looking like I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he's ducking David Benavidez. I'm saying he just don't want to fight him right now. Maybe not never. And I love my Mexican fighters. If you don't know, I identify as half black, half Irish, and half full-blooded Chicano. I've checked it. I've verified it. It's been tested. It's in my blood. I'm Mexican. So it hurts me to go against my countrymen. And you can't say nothing because I identify and I can get you canceled. So I can identify as whatever I want to. I'm full-blooded Chicano. The Jamal Charlo fight, don't get me wrong. Call me crazy, but I like the Jamal Charlo fight. I'm a Jamal Charlo fan. Did I tell you about the time he hurt my feelings? I'm not going to tell you. I told that story a billion times. He sent me right to hell. I told myself, I was like, Jamal, no. He let me have it. Anyway, moving on. Oh, man, PTSD flashbacks. So, but if it's not Jamal Charlo, you know what? You think they can fucking pull off the Lara rematch if he beats Zarafa on March the 30th? It's going to be too soon, no. You think we can finally get that? Would you buy Canelo Lara 2? If Lara said, you know what, I'll move up to 168. Y'all would buy that shit? That's out there. That's out there. But Canelo said he's fighting an American. So it's got to be Jamal Charlo, David Benavidez, or Crawford. Remember, got to make a decision soon. You know, it's February the 24th. You know, just what, about like 9 weeks from the fight? Something's got to be announced. They got to start promoting something. The Amazon Prime got to get something going. PBC on Prime. With that being said, let me get up out of here, man. He better not fight no Edgar Berlanga. I know that for sure. I don't want to see that shit. Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe to TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360, and also follow me on Twitter here at TstreeT Controversy.